Professor Moreau?
Well, for me, I don't think anything is going to change because what I like is race science. And so it's not because I get this Nobel Prize that I'm going to change my habits. I think, on the contrary, I think I'm going to do it better because now, of course, you know, when someone with a Nobel Prize speaks, people listen, you know, and so I'm going to try to do the same thing, but better.
Bill Nordhaus, what next?
Well, I'll continue to work on the things I've worked on recently, which are climate change. But actually, I began working in much the same area Paul Romer did his work, which was on technology. And technology has been miracles. I mean, we're living here rather than in caves because of technology. But just as economic growth has side effects, dark side effects like climate change, I also think technology has dark sides. And I particularly am concerned about its dark side on our institutions, on our democracies, and I'm particularly concerned about the role of social media like Facebook on our institutions.
Professor Jim Allison?
Well, I think that we've shown now that we could cure some patients with cancer. I have the goal of trying to get that rate as close to 100%. We possibly can, and as many different kinds of cancers we have, and I'm hoping that the prize again will give me a bit of a soapbox. First, it's shown that immunotherapy works, which everybody was skeptical about before, and hopefully it'll help bring more funding and help us get the work done. But also, two other things that may not be so obvious. One of them is to let patients, have hope that their, the diagnosis of cancer isn't necessarily a death sentence, and they could actually, some at least, can be cured. And the final one is that I hope that the prize will inspire more patients to participate in clinical trials, which will help us progress faster.
Professor Tasku Hondre?
Yeah, so I had actually two dreams. One is to get the Nobel Prize, but the other one is the age shoot in my golf game.
Beautiful. Francis Arnold?
Beautiful. Well, after this week, I have to say my immediate goal is to get some sleep. But I'm very excited about the future of evolution and how I had one good idea in the 1980s, and I've worked it ever since. But there are such amazing things that we can use to move into the future. And the combination with machine learning and artificial intelligence is a frontier that I'm going to ride to the next level.
Donna Strickland?
Well, I mean, I have to say that my life has been turned upside down because of a Nobel Prize. And everybody wants to hear from a Nobel Prize, so I'm already booking into 2020 at this point. But I agree with George that some of the people that actually want to hear from me all of a sudden are the politicians. And I do have some public policy work that is not about my own research, but about photonics in general and how important it is. And I'm getting that opportunity to speak to government leaders and try to explain that. And in particular, we think photonics has a huge role to play in environmental measurement and monitoring. So we can try to do all these things for climate control, but we have to know that we've done them. And so we think photonics has a huge role for that. And so that's one of the things that I'm out there pushing in public policy.
And Paul Romer?
We get to bring 14 people to the events here at the Nobel ceremony, and I brought along Professor Caroline Weber and her parents and my family, and we got married this week while we were here in Stockholm.
Oh. Well,
I'm looking forward to a honeymoon where we can turn off the phones, turn off the devices, just read.
Well, with that, on that joyous note, double congratulations to you, Paul Romer. Renewed congratulations to all of you. That's all from this year's Nobel Minds. Thank you very much indeed to all the Nobel laureates, to our audience, and of course to you, wherever you're watching in the world. From me, Zainab Badawi, and the rest of the Nobel Minds team, from the concert hall here in Stockholm, Sweden. Goodbye.